StratCan is reporting that Aurora Cannabis receives patent related to autoflower cannabis. First time I heard that. Shout out to Chris from Black Tie for hooking me up with the story. First time I heard that title, I thought, what? A patent for autoflowers? Okay, go on. Following years of research, Aurora Cannabis received a patent that allows the company to better identify and select for autoflowering traits in cannabis plants. Okay, does it make sense? Didn't think so. Me neither. The patent, filed in April 2022, was awarded in January of 24 for the U.S. Patent 12002-546, titled Methods of Determining Sensitivity to Photoperiod in Cannabis. Still getting clearer? The work provides an opportunity to support future breeding strategies and can be leveraged to revolutionize, quote unquote, outdoor cannabis cultivation in high latitude regions such as Canada. Quote, as a company backed by science, we have long invested in research both independently and with leading academic institutions and have achieved significant learning from our work, says Joseph Kelledon, PhD director, breeding and genetics at Aurora. That's the company, who is named on the patent. Our recent work on autoflowering will be a game changer for cannabis and hemp production. This research speaks to our expertise and investment in science that will move this industry forward. Now, I'm not a very smart man, but I'm far from stupid. However, I'm 3-4 paragraphs in, and I cannot identify what the hell this patent is about. Okay, I read this article at least twice before now. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get into this, and I kind of want to see if we're on the same page together, because this is very important. I got my tinfoil hat on, and I don't like it, but I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it, because this is supposed to be unbiased nudes. No, it isn't. No, it's not even a little bit. I'm Pigeons, and I'm doing the nudes. So, so-called autoflower cannabis can reach maturity and enter into the flowering phase, not on the changing of daylight, we know this, but by the plant's age. Okay, autoflowers generally, I don't want to miss anything, so I'm just reading it as it is so that we can get on the same page. Autoflowers are generally created by crossbreeding more traditionally commercial high THC cultivars with Cannabis ruderalis, a subspecies of cannabis native to Central and Eastern Europe and Russia that does not rely on the changing photoperiod for flower production. Okay, we know this, right? We know this. Moving on. Autoflowers are especially useful in outdoor settings in northern climates like Canada. Got it. Pretty straightforward. Aurora has significantly invested in cannabis breeding since 2018, especially through its breeding facilities in Vancouver. A recent investor report from Aurora says that since 2019, the company has delivered 19 new proprietary cultivars from its research programs. Okay? So what did it say right there? They did a little breeding since 2019, and they've come up with 19 new proprietary cultivars. So what does that mean? They just came up with some genetics. They bred a couple genetics, and now they've come up with a said genetic after doing their work. This is no different than any other breeder breeding a particular strain or genetic. Now they're claiming it. 19 of them. Okay, I'll move on. Aurora's research has launched new cultivars like Kemango, Kush, Pink Diesel, 71, Cosmic Cream, Moonberry, Critical Diesel, Ginger Breath CKS, and Black Jelly into the European and Australian markets. Can you bring this article up just so they can follow along, maybe on the full? Aurora also hopes to generate income through the licensing of these cultivars, now this is important, to other licensed producers, and has in the past said they would aggressively target any companies using their genetics without their permission. Okay? In 2023, Aurora announced that they were teaming up with this UBC researcher to create cannabis more adapt for outdoor production in Canada. The team was said to be working on developing more suitable commercial cultivars for use in outdoor settings by crossbreeding so-called autoflower characteristics into elite, quote-unquote, cannabis strains. Genetics. Dr. Kelledon, the director of the breeding and genetics at the Aurora Cannabis, is part of that program. Okay? As, quote, As a global cannabis company enabled by science, we are proud to invest in the continued advancement of cannabis cultivation that will positively impact the longevity of the industry in Canada. Our long-standing relationship with UBC has allowed for valuable collaborative work in genomics. Our shared findings from the Giraffe project, that's fishy, will be applied to Aurora's leading growing practices today and in the future, supporting a more sustainable industry. End quote. This is not the first cannabis breeding program involving UBC and Aurora, which operates in the Coast Cannabis Breeding Facility on Vancouver Island, which hosts the OCO Research Center. In 2020, more than $4.2 million in federal, provincial, and industrial funding was announced to aid with UBC research to enhance cannabis cultivation, focusing on disease resistance. Hear me out, because this is how I came to the conclusion of what I believe this is the conclusion I came to this article. It sounds like a lot of mumbo jumbo to hide the fact that they want to patent particular cultivars of auto-flowering cannabis, particularly, and in my opinion, not in the best, where did I call bullshit? We are proud to invest in the continued advancement of cannabis cultivation and will positively impact the longevity of the industry in Canada. Bullshit. If they state that they will aggressively target any companies using their genetics without their permission. That's what this is all about. This is only to try to get their genetics on market, flood the market, or not the market, but flood the production facilities with their product so that their product is the only thing that makes it to market. If anyone's to grow their stuff, well, then they're going to be prosecuted. My question is how the hell are you going to enforce this? I'm going to assume that there's going to be some kind of chemical makeup, some kind of biological. How stable are those genetics? Are you getting the exact same characteristics, the exact same phenos every single time? Are you getting those same expressions every single time? How are you going to know that Jack doesn't have your strain? How do you know that Phyllis isn't breeding that with something else to just call it whatever? This is a game that gets very, very murky, very, very quick. I don't like it. And I think a lot of old folks, and I say old folks in the facts that, you know, when I talk to a lot of people in regards to legalization and regulation and policy change, they're like, nope, nope, don't like it. Don't want it, don't like it. Leave it the way it is, quit sending my people to jail. It's kind of a rudimentary way of thinking about it, but I get it. Leave it alone, because this is what happens. When it gets, instead of being descheduled, it gets rescheduled. This is the problem. It's a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. It's not even a Band-Aid. In fact, you're just telling this guy he's going to be okay while staring at him from 3 feet away. So it's like, this is not going to address anything. This is going to get this company probably a lot of money from lawsuits, licensing. I think it's ridiculous. I don't think we should have patents on any genetics. I think this is why community is necessary. This is why I think data banks are necessary. This is why I think transparency is necessary, so that when somebody like Zaza Genetics, who I've got nothing but respect for, he starts working on a project, then the community knows what it is. If Mr. Grote starts working on a project, the community knows what it is. He's telling you it's a Pakistan Valley with a Brisker OG. He's telling you that it's, you know, it's a cheese crossed with a Kush. Telling you these things. That's the community that I want to stay in. I don't want to be bringing government into this. I don't want to be bringing law enforcement into this. I don't want to be bringing friggin' paperwork and contracts into genetics and see. Nope. Nope. I could be wrong about this one, guys, but I really want to hear your opinion on this. Am I in left field to be so cynical, or is this good? Does this show that there's some kind of now security in the system? A company can now breed with security to know that they are going to get some kind of reward for their work, and they're not just going to send it out into the abyss and then it's gone for other people to just take and pervert.
And a huge shout out to AEC Infinity for sponsoring today's video. If you're looking for some high-tech quality equipment for your tent, check out ACinfinity.com. Whether it's their clip-on fans, the Gen 2s, their air circulation systems, or their lights, check them out at ACinfinity.com. Use promo code PIGEONS420. You're going to save a few dollars off at checkout. You're going to help support the show, and you're going to get yourself some quality equipment. Also, a huge shout out to Seedsman. If you're looking for some quality genetics from a quality place, check out Seedsman. Use promo code PIGEONS420. They're working with some of the best breeders in the game to hook you up with quality genetics. Check them out. Use promo code PIGEONS420 and thank them both for sponsoring today's video.